Morning, chaps. How the devil? I thought I'd do a quick impromptu stream because the missus is away. It's Saturday morning. I don't normally do anything on a Saturday morning other than go to breakfast with my bird because that's what civilized people do on a weekend, don't they? She works all week, so I take her out for a breakfast because I'm obviously a splendid romantic chap at heart. fellow bigots. All right, Sadwings, how you doing? Richard, Mal, Al, son of Max, Jack. Anybody else? Gavin, now then. Matty Nungwankbo, everybody's favourite Nigerian politician. I tell you what, this fucking story blew my mind. I didn't see this until Paz did a thing about it, and then obviously I had a quick route around on the BBC website. It's fucking mad, isn't it? How they all just kill themselves. Isn't that weird? Unbelievable. Yeah, endemic suicide of the nonces. It's proper weird. I tell you, I don't understand how it's even plausible. I'm hoping most of you haven't been in a jail cell. But I have once in my my camera's messed up again. Looks all right to me. Once in my youth. And you wouldn't be able to fucking top yourself in a random jail cell. There's no way. Like, have you seen the suicide statistics in police custody in Britain? I remember reading them on the BBC. And it was related to BLM, right? Because they started saying, we demand to know how many BLM, how many black and minority ethnic, the terminology like to obsess over, BME. We want to know how many people have topped themselves in British custody. So they ran through all the numbers. Oh, excuse me. They ran through all the numbers and they found that something like, in 10 years, there was only something like, 29 suicides in custody. And this is literally millions of people who've been arrested and held in custody in the UK. Millions. It was over a 10-year period, and the number was fucking minuscule. It showed, if anything, that, the British police do a really good job of keeping people in their custody safe. And again, I'm not a statistician, but 29 out of a million or something, it's so statistically minuscule because it's so difficult to do. A lot of those people who died won't have committed suicide. They'll have they'll have been fucked on drugs or what have you, or injured during the scuffle. The chances of someone actually committing suicide in custody are a million to one, right? If it's 29 out of a million, but 90% of them were either involved in violent altercations, assaulted, ran over, high on drugs, drunk as a cunt, fucked basically. These people are, damaged people for the most part in custody. It's literally like a million to one. A million to one. And yet anybody remotely related to fucking Hillary and Epstein, done. As it says, this is what my cousin Lee was a bad lad compared to me. And he said, literally they would take anything off you in the jail cell in Borough. In a shitty little jail cell in Middlesbrough, it's like 4 fucking stone walls, no light fittings. Even if you were going to try and somehow fashion your jeans into a noose, there'd be nothing to tie them round. It is well hard to top yourself in custody. And somehow anyone related to these people fucking gets done in. Who was the one? Was it McAfee as well, who sent a big email out to everyone saying, I want everyone to know, right now, as God is my witness, I'm dead happy. I've never had any mental health struggles. I've always been chirpy. If anyone ever tells you committed suicide. They're fucking lying. It's like it told everybody. It'd be as mad as me doing it. Like, I've never once talked about it. Never once had any issue with it. It'd be as mad as me doing it. Like, I'm just chirping like this. All right, lads, how you doing? Next thing, boom, door gets booted in. Fucking Suezars send the boys round. I get dragged out. And I'm like, cheers, boys, see you later. And then a week later, you're like, oh yeah, Bootneck killed himself. You know, he did struggle with his mental health. You fucking lying bastards. You lying bastards. There's no way. There's no way. And again, yeah, it's possible. But how come it keeps happening? It's like, yeah, it's possible. That's what I'm saying. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, right? It is possible to commit suicide in a cell, but it's proper hard to do. And you'd have to put loads of effort in, which 99% of people don't. And you'd have to have no effort put in on behalf of the authorities to stop you doing it. And this is just in a bog standard jail cell, not the maximum security jail cells where they put high profile prisoners. I think it's just fucking impossible. So I'll read you this. And again, you just have to laugh. I actually find it funny because it's just they don't give a fuck now. Like Trudeau doesn't give a fuck. They know everybody knows, and they know that we know, and they don't care because they're power mad and they know they've got all the strings. They pull all the strings, so they don't care. But it's just fucking mental. So, a French modelling agent, I'll zoom in so you can read it yourselves. A French modelling agent and close associate of everybody's favourite sex pest has been found dead in his cell in Paris. Jean-Luc Brunel was found hanged in his cell in La Santé prison at 0100 on Saturday. They just looked in on him at 0100 as well. Weird. The 76-year-old had been held for over a year as he was investigated on suspicion of the rape of minors. Brunel denied any wrongdoing, said he'd been crushed by the allegations and blamed a media judicial system. Brunel co-founded French modelling agency Karen Models in 1977 and one in the US with funding from Epstein. There he is, obviously French sex pest. He was detained at Charles de Gaulle Airport in December as he was trying to go to Senegal. Was part of a French inquiry into sex trafficking and sexual assault allegations. Prosecutors suspected him of raping and assaulting multiple minors and adults, and also used to think he transported and housed young girls or young women for Epstein. Epstein was found dead, yeah. Epstein was found dead, stabbing himself in the eye 30 times. As he waited trial over allegations he ran a network using underage girls for sex. Oh, well, if a medical examiner ruled his death was suicide by hanging, it fucking definitely was then. Definitely. And Kurt Cobain never got shot in the face by his fucking militant, angry missus. Epstein was already a convicted sex offender, having pleaded guilty to prostitution charges. A frequent companion of Epstein, Brunel was considered key to the French probe into sexual exploitation. Brunel's alleged victims spoke of their disappointment at the news of his death. Why would you be disappointed? I've never understood that as well, right? There's no justice in the world that we inhabit. Why would you be disappointed? They always go, oh yeah, they cheated justice. There is no fucking justice. Honestly, it's just another one of these things that I think is just the media talking bollocks, trying to spin a narrative. If you got molested by some fucking bloke and then you heard that someone had killed the cunt, you'd be happy, wouldn't you? Would you be more happy if you went, oh yeah, well, we made sure we got into court where we got an 8-month suspended sentence and a $2 grand fine? And then you'd be like, justice, yeah, get it, fucking nice one. It's the media narrative trying to convince you that they've been cheated to justice, because normally they always get justice, and it's arse backwards. The reason they spin this narrative to you is to try and sell you the fictional account that if you get to see people go in and out of these fucking British courts, the American court, the farcical justice system we have, that justice has been done. Again, they think the general public are thick as fuck. You think they can spin these narratives and you'll go, oh, yeah, I'm convinced now. Yeah, as long as we get our justice, sit him in front of a fat bloke in a wig who's probably a nonce, and then you slap his wrist and give him some trifling pissant sentence. Justice has been done. Yeah, they always do it. 99% of the time, the general public are left shaking their heads when some murdering, slimy, rapey shitbag gets a slap on the wrist, and the general public are fucking outraged. And the media just run a story for a week. Justice has been done. Justice has been done. Their idea of justice being done is you physically go through the fucking rigmarole of going through a court system, sitting in front of a twat and a judge, a twat in a wig, and then coming out the other side of it and them going, oh, there you go. He's got an official caution and he's on the sex offenders register for 5 years. Justice has been done. They don't look at the sentence or whether or not it makes sense. They just think, as usual, because it's the legalese of middle-class university graduates who just worship the system instead of reality. They think justice has been done if you just go through the farce of sitting in a court. Doesn't matter if it's kangaroo court. Doesn't matter if it's Trudeau's court, as Maggie's talking about. Trudeau's fucking slimy, shitty courts, which are as bent as an £8 note, which are demonstrably corrupt. They make the laws as they go along. As long as they can get you through the farce of sitting in a kangaroo court in front of a twat of a judge and get you out the other side with the process being followed and tick the boxes and fill the little bits of paper in, they'll go, justice has been done. Yeah? A rapist who viciously and violently skull fucks a woman in an alley and they give him 2 years in jail. But they go, justice has been done because we've got a bit of paper that says that justice has been done because we sat him in front of a twat pedo in a wig and a bunch of middle-class arsehole Guardian readers. We've got this piece of paper that says justice has been done. And if something happens like someone who the daughter gets fucking molested by a cunt so that he kills the fucker with a cricket bat, right? They go, oh, well, they've been cheated of justice. Why must they be cheated of justice? Does the general public think if a nonce shags your daughter and the said nonce gets beaten to death with a cricket bat, does the general public go, we've been robbed of justice? Oh, no, I really, really wanted the justice to be done. What was the justice? 2 year suspended sentence. It's like everything we do is fucking pathetic. It's just this slimy legalese, the system. Fuck the system. I'm Batman at this point. The system's bollocks. The system is bollocks. The system is rigged for upper and middle class twats. Yeah? Because if you talk and look like me and you end up in front of one of these courts, you get fucked. But if you look like Ilhan Omar and you get in front of one of these courts, you get let off. But they'll turn around and say, justice has been done because you went through the rigmarole of going through their fucking fake system. I can answer that question. Matt, can I ask why are your T-shirts always showing the USA flag back to front? Why is my fucking phone ringing? I'll just ignore it. The reason these shirts are on back to front is probably because the camera is fucking back to front. Oh, Christ on me, I'm going to have to get that out of there. One moment. Monkey man. There we go. I'm back. The reason the flag is a certain way is because on an American military uniform, it's pictured as if you'd be running towards the enemy whilst physically carrying a flag. So obviously, if you were like running at a bloke with a flag in your hand, the stars and stripes would be going that way. That's why they look that way. Makes sense, doesn't it? Secretary on a beer run. No, I haven't got a secretary, unfortunately. So that's why the flags look weird. My missus used to tell me that when we first started dating, I'd send her a letter with a US flag on the front. She'd always say, why the fuck did you put the flag the wrong way around? But no, unlike military. And obviously, this is the company I used to work for. that had a contract with the US government. So that's why there's American flags on everything. Probably Amazon on the phone. No, it's not Amazon. So that's why the flag's the funny way around. Yeah. Anyway, I was in the middle of a rant there before we got interrupted. The point I'm getting at is the justice system is a farce. There is no justice in the modern Western courts. Lady Justice, as we've noticed for the last few years, she doesn't wear a blindfold anymore. She wears a Black Lives Matter hat and one of those Che Guevara t-shirts. There is no justice. They want to convince you that it's justice to just sit someone through the process, put them through the process of having them arrested, going through the court system, coming out the other side of the court system with a trivially weak, ridiculous sentence that means nothing. And they think that when you've come to the other side of it, no matter what's happened, even if it's a travesty, even if you're a rich, powerful kiddie fucker, as long as you went through the process and you got a fucking 3 month suspended sentence when you got out the other end of it, justice has been served, right? And we all have to be pleased about that. It's nonsense. The process serves as the punishment. Mark Stein's talked about it. If you get a libel cost thrown at you by some scumbag activist, the punishment is the process. Sorry, the process is the punishment. If they don't like your politics, they'll string it out for 5 years. They'll ruin you financially. Our corrupt system uses the process as the punishment. If they don't like your politics, they do like your politics, well, you can do whatever you want. You only have to look at the sentences being handed out. If 3 Somalian women beat the piss out of a fat Geordie bird whilst racially abusing her, they all get let off because they say, oh, yeah. It's not their fault. They're not used to alcohol in their culture, right? That's what it is. But if the roles are reversed and a few white Geordie lads kick the shite out of some Somalians, they'll all get fucking 10 years in jail. And they'll call it justice. Even though you can point at the glaring miscarriages of justice. Sergeant Al Blackman getting done for murder when he killed a Taliban fucking fighter. A Taliban fighter who engages him and his friends when they're out on the ground. The Bristol Colston statue vandals is another good one. It's another good one. Justice. They call it justice. They piss in your face and call it justice. It is laughable. So yeah, don't talk to me about justice. The courts are farcical and everybody knows it. It's exactly what it used to be like in America in like the 60s when they used to talk about blacks and whites getting different sentences. All we've done is, thanks to the regressive left, is we've switched it around. We haven't got justice squared away where everybody gets treated equally, equal under the law. We've got legalese. We've got a system, a process that the media dress up as justice so that we won't ask any questions. As I said, Boris Johnson, he can have a party, he can get pissed, he can do what he wants. All the politicians can. Keir Starmer can have a party, Boris Johnson can have a party, but you have a party. You're in the shit, son. The bobbies will be around faster than you can say, fucking eat this. Right? So it's not justice. They don't have any idea what the word justice means. And they don't have any idea what the word freedom means. They think, the communists being the way they are, they think they can just change the dictionary to mean whatever they want it to mean. And you fucking can't, because the general public won't have it, because we're not as stupid as you think we are. Anyway, another Teesside. Don't even get me started on Teesside. Fucking hell. Let me at least finish this story before I start ranting again. So, yeah, apparently, look, 2.5 years fighting for justice, huge disappointment, blah, blah. He will never... You don't think that. Don't be fucking stupid. He's dead. Virginia Guthrie, oh, yeah, she's disappointed. Disappointed. Hold him accountable. What a load of bollocks. It's fucking nonsense. Yeah, so there you go. If you buy that fucking bollocks, I've got a bridge to sell you. Justice is dead. Justice is dead. Just like Epstein and Jean-Luc Brunel but they're not dead because they killed themselves. I think we're aware of that. Yeah, there is no justice, ladies and gents. Just accept it. There is no fucking justice in the Western fucking world. The courts are nakedly partisan, and they don't care who knows. Right, let me just see who rang me. If it's important, I'll have to fuck you off. I thought iPhones were meant to be intuitive. Oh yeah, there we go. Right, so what else have I got to talk about? Oh yeah, this one made me laugh. I'll do one more before I bugger off. Didn't you see this coming 10 miles away? Dry dating. The rise of sober love and sex. You know what? I pity the modern generation. I pity them. I've been talking about this for ages, how these young kids have been just conditioned into being woke and being sad bastards. And this leads into what I've been saying for ages. Of course they're not drinking anymore. They're all fucking straight edge, which used to be like a weird nuanced thing when we were kids. But now they are proper fucking the squares. And the reason I wanted to talk about this was, I'll give you the quick briefing before I talk about it. So it says, Naomi Bridgman started dry dating. She went to the pub. It said going to the pub was no longer an option. So they'd go for a walk in the park and do sober activities. And it turns out the pubs have reopened and they don't care because now they've actually got used to doing it this way and they enjoy themselves. So we've seen this coming miles away, didn't we? Oh, there are loads of good reasons for alcohol-free romance. And again, the BBC are trying to promote it because the powers that be just want to turn everybody into a fucking mindless, boring automaton that does nothing but stays sober, doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, doesn't gamble, just works constantly and pays the taxes constantly and does as they're fucking told. The whole thing about youthful misbehavior, youthful exuberance has been sucked out of this generation thanks to Silicon Valley and all these mind control media fucking gurus. And this is what I want to talk about. So Origami Pigs makes the point I'm making. Sounds boring. Yeah. Right? This is why, and talking about what this is leading on from what I said yesterday. The reason that the new conservatives are the broad church, the actual umbrella, and it's got liberals, centre-left, centre-right, right-wing, nationalists, every fucker under it, is because when I was a young lad in the 90s, the reason that we turned against old-school conservatives is because they were boring. They all used to say, oh, they've all got to stick up their ass, you know. You don't want to be like them squares. They're fucking dull. And then somehow, in the last 10 years of the rise of wokeism, they've swapped. And I think this is my central premise for why the broad church now is everybody who isn't woke. It's because at some point, whether it was Brexit and Trump that started or a bit earlier, I don't know, but the conservatives became the fun ones and the woke become the conservatives because it's like a religion. When we used to criticize the conservatives, we were always saying, yeah, they're all squares, they've all got to stick up their ass, they're always in a bad mood. The religious fundamentalist types, the Baptist preacher types, they're not interested in humor, they're not interested in fun, they're just interested in browbeating you. And in the 90s, it was, you're not allowed, you shouldn't drink, you shouldn't smoke, you shouldn't fornicate. They were the right-wing religious conservatives, and young people used to go, fuck that shit, and everyone was liberal. And now they've swapped, and the likes of AOC is a class example. All the likes of AOC do is browbeat you. This is sexist, this is racist, microaggression, climate change. Don't do that. Oh, you might hurt the climate. Don't have kids. You might hurt the climate. Don't go on holiday. You might hurt the climate. Don't fucking do this. Don't do that. Don't do that. All of a sudden, the liberals became the browbeating, stiff, stick up their ass, miserable, whinging bastards. And the conservatives became more, you just have to laugh. The world's gone fucking mad. We told you the world was going mad. Look at the state of this. Look at the clip of AOC. She looks like she could eat a fucking apple through a tennis racket. Ilhan Omar shags a brother. Ha ha ha. That's funny. Fucking incest. That used to be fucking Billy Bob in Alabama. Now it's the fucking senators and the Democrat Party. Now we've got a sense of humor. And this is what I'm saying. I think my channel is humor based, right? I do rant a lot, but a lot of it is humorous. And it's now the walkists are the new religious zealots, the humorless religious zealots. And everybody else has got a bit of crack and is up for a bit of bant. And that, I think, is me putting my finger on why it's grew. And like I texted about yesterday, people like Salty Cracker, Sargon of Akkad, all these people, they used to be the liberals. And they've switched sides because the ones with a stick, a big fuck off sharp stick up their puckered cheeks, is definitely not the religious right-wing Baptists. It's the walk. A big sharp stick up their ass. Boring bastards. Yeah, there we go. The humour makes it. I'm not woke, and I have a good sense of humour. Ha ha ha! Laugh amongst the fucking ashes. So this story is leading on from what I told you yesterday. The new fun people, the wacky, zany, good-humoured ones, are the fucking conservatives and the centrists and the right. And the browbeat you, shame you, shun you, tell you off, bully you, tell you what to do all the time, tell you to stick to norms, don't go on holiday, don't fuck the chicks, don't take the drugs, don't enjoy your fucking life, don't eat the burgers, don't do anything fun, is the woke AOC preachers of the fucking radical left. What a bunch of boring cunts they are. There you go. I think that's me shot my bolt. That's half an hour. I need to phone people because I've got shit to do with work. Unfortunately. Hey, I just thought I'd treat you to half an hour on a Saturday because my missus isn't here. So remember, if you want to enjoy your fucking life, not be constantly browbeaten by a religious zealot, don't be woke. I never thought I'd see the day when I felt like I had more in common with a fucking Baptist preacher than I have with AOC. But here we are. All right. Have you seen that book about AOC? No, I haven't. I will fucking Google that as soon as I get a chance. I hate the fucking balmy cunt. Right. Also, one thing before I go. Who the fuck is Gary Melville? Gary Melville sent me £1, of which I got 67 pence, and he won the contest for his artwork. So tell Gary Melville to fucking send me a message. Because frankly, when you win a contest with 67 pence, I think that's a fucking strong effort. I want to send him his artwork. So yeah, Gary Melville, don't forget to PM me. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, boys and girls. I will see you on Monday. Cheers. Enjoy yourselves. Get pissed. Don't be woke. See you later.